I think we're live. Are we?
Hi, everyone.
Everyone, it's great to have you on this month's Ask Us Anything About LinkedIn's episode. Um, Today, our cast is a bit short-handed, but that doesn't stop the added value that we are going to bring to you. All together with me are Maria Nicole. I believe you will see her for the very first time on our Ask Us Anything, and the one and only Teddy, who has been absent, I believe, for the past 1 or 2 months, but she once again is back with us. The schedule for today is pretty full, actually. We're having quite a lot of topics that we're going to cover. So if you don't want to miss out on everything, just stick to the end of the episode and don't hesitate to ask us any questions about LinkedIn on the comment section in on LinkedIn. You can share your opinion on Facebook or on YouTube if you're listening there, or eventually message us directly if you're on Spotify at the moment. Starting with some very interesting topics. First, girls, do you want to say something to welcome the listeners? Or
I'm actually very happy that today you are hosting. So uh, I will give the mic to you with the first topic.
all right, perfect. Actually, before I begin with the first topic, thank you, Teddy, for the introduction. I'm going to actually put a challenge to everyone who is currently listening to us. I challenge you to leave us in the comment section on LinkedIn which guests do you want to see on our Ask Us Anything About LinkedIn podcast. Any inspirational people you follow on LinkedIn, any creators, any experts that you want to hear. They can be from Bulgaria, they can be from abroad. We're going to make everything possible to bring them to this podcast. So just let us know in the comments. You have exactly 30 seconds, so do it now. And we're going to share all the names in a few minutes. But starting with the first topic, I'm the analytical guy. I love data. I love analyzing stuff. And actually, LinkedIn shared some new updates that are going to happen on the platform, starting with the updates on the posts you are uploading. Every single time from specific moment onward, you're going to see how many people have visited your profile as of a single post, how many people have followed you as a result of this post, and how many people have clicked on your premium link if you have a premium profile, of course. Don't forget that you can always turn on your premium profile for a month or eventually 2 if you have this opportunity. But this actually is those are some great news because they bring much more extra value and much more insights into the way we will understand and comprehend all the publications that we are having. Yeah, we can see it currently on the screen. It will look like this. Like once you go to your post, you can press on view analytics, and then you have the profile activity, and then you have displayed how many people have followed you and how many people have visited your profile. I believe this is great for understanding which topics are actually favorable of the people, which actually people tend to get more interested into specific topics. Like, let's say you're writing about marketing, like the one and only marketing. LinkedIn is full of marketing, and you can follow how many people are actually following you as a result of the specific topic of marketing, and how many people are actually keen on learning more from you in the future. This is actually really, really great, and I admire this update. Unfortunately, it's yet not in Bulgaria. at least in not my personal profile. We know that LinkedIn tend to slow down the updates on the eastern part of the world a bit more. Usually we see the updates a couple of, I'm going to be polite here, a couple of weeks as of the update, sometimes probably even months. But hopefully, till the end of June, probably beginning of July, we're going to have this update on LinkedIn. We're going to have it on the platform in Bulgaria as well. We're going to have it personalized for ourselves, and it will be great. Yeah. Going to the girls, as I already mentioned, what do you think actually of this update? Do you find it useful for you? Will you actually check your analytics? And for what purposes do you think that it will help both personal profiles and company pages to boost their presence on LinkedIn?
If I can answer this, yes, I think this is a great update. The more data we can get, the more informed we can be, and therefore better decisions can be made, both for her as marketers, but also for our partners, so that they know where they are, what their audience is, what goals can be achieved, because this is, I believe, it's very, very important. When we look at analytics, it's not just how far we have gone, but it's also how far we can go. Because the self awareness of a brand is actually very, very important for its expansion, which actually is a great bridge to the topic that I wanted to discuss today. So if you let me just grab the mic here, um, the thing that has fascinated me on LinkedIn for the longest time, and I have dedicated the month of May to researching a bit more of it, is B2B influencers on LinkedIn. This has been very interesting topic for me, because B2B influencers on LinkedIn, they grow both in popularity and in numbers, the especially the past few months. And now, to put some context for our audience that might come across B2B influencers but not recognize them on the platform, unlike the B2C influencer marketing that we are very familiar, which often targets a broader customer audience, the B2B influencer marketing, it focuses on cultivating relationships with key individuals within specific industries. So it's a lot more targeted. And those influencers, they're less of popular personality, but they are more often or not, they're experts or thought leaders, and their goal is to share deep knowledge, endorsing brands and products, even different philosophies, different methodology for, let's say, creating a product, creating a good team. And with that in mind, we can, I think, all of us agree that B2B influencer marketing is a complex field that can be beneficial but also tricky to navigate. So this week, LinkedIn published a new guide on how B2B brands can utilize the creators' partnerships. And this guide was fascinating to me, because it provides a range of data-backed notes and pointers to help B2B organizations maximize their creator outreach, which I think is very, very important. Now, as we can see, this guide was interesting because it reaffirmed some of the beliefs that we at Bookmark as a team has discussed before due to our own research. Now, according to the guide, 87% of B2B buyers say that they prefer um, credible content from industry influencers overall than ads or other sorts of media on LinkedIn that they can consume. 82% of the users who participated in this research say that they are directly influenced by B2B influencers on LinkedIn, which I think it's significant because it is compelling to the shift that is happening within the industry, and it is again reaffirming the belief that even in the business to business communication, people still want to talk and they still trust other people. So this is really really interesting. The guide also includes some very fascinating stats about thought leaders at as some of our listeners and viewers, they know this is one of my most recommended formats for ads because I truly believe in it. And the guide stated that there is over 250% increase in click-through rates compared to single image ads, and over 60% of lower cost per click, and higher compassion rates to lead gen forms, for example. So with that in mind, do not disregard the thought leaders ad. Now, for me, this was a very interesting read, and I wanted to share it with you guys and the audience, because I think it's very important to pay attention to data, just as Emma said. But it's also very important, I think, to pay attention to the user experience on LinkedIn. And with that in mind, Nikki, I know that you actually have something to share that made you very happy over the last week that is closely tied to the user experience on LinkedIn.
I'm not really sure what you're talking about, but if you give me a hint, I might share some info.
um, the thing that I was phrasing is the new way that actually we will be consuming the content on LinkedIn.
Yes, I know I'm joking, of course. First, I want to say that I'm really excited to be here for the first time on this format. I've even written a short poem in that case, but I won't share it because it's my first time, and if I read it, it might be my last, so I'll keep it to myself. But today I'm going to talk about TikTok. And people who know me might be surprised about this because I'm not a TikTok user. I'm not a fan of TikTok. Let's say I'm mature. I'm on LinkedIn. And people who don't know me might also be surprised why I will be talking about TikTok on LinkedIn. But let me tell you why. Um, we know that LinkedIn has recently launched the video feed, which is similar to the TikTok feed. And now LinkedIn will have a new feature inspired by TikTok. It's only for mobile users. The news was posted on We Are SM about 2 days ago, so it's about to appear. I don't have this update yet. And I'm talking about the fact that from now on, our mobile feed on LinkedIn will be separated in 3 sections: news, following, and for you. Now let's see what each of these will show us. For you is the brand new section, which is algorithm powered recommendations. Following is the content from people and pages we follow and we choose to see, so nothing changes here. And news will be editorial content, which will be curated from LinkedIn's team. It will consist of trending headlines, interests, and network engagements. It's like, I don't know, maybe let's say it will be your morning news while you're sipping your first cup of coffee. And let's go back to the most interesting one, the For You section. This will be algorithm curated content based on our activity in Instagram. I will compare it also to Instagram. There we have this explore page which suggests content you might like based on what you engage with. Well, I hope the LinkedIn algorithm will work better than the Instagram one, because I tend to see really questionable content there sometimes. So I think that this update on LinkedIn, the For You feed, is here to remind us once again that LinkedIn is not just a digital CV. It's turning into a content discovery platform, and it's kind of a shift from what was once a place to find a job or share your career milestones to a platform that offers dynamic and different content, which will make you scroll through the platform more. And what are the good news here? Let's say your boss catches you scroll through LinkedIn, but this will look good, but because he doesn't know what you're looking at. And I keep wondering about this update. Will it live for long enough? Because many of you might not even remember, but we used to have LinkedIn stories, which now are a thing of the past. So, will this feed follow the fate of LinkedIn stories, or will it stay? We don't know. But I get this update in some way, and in some way I liked it. I like it because LinkedIn is constantly aiming to stay relevant, and in order to do it, it's picking up a few Gen Z habits along the way. And it's actually a good opportunity for people who don't follow you to see your content. And especially for me, this might motivate me to be more active on LinkedIn. I'm curious how this will impact visibility for B2B brands, because it could mean more reach and more noise, but the real winners will be the ones who combine consistency, value, and personality. So we can say it this way: the new feed is an opportunity, but only if your content deserves the spotlight. But this was on the side of creators. Let's see what's happening on the side of users. As I already said, here it all depends on the algorithm. Will it add real value instead of just showing trends? Because if it can show me niche, insightful content I wouldn't otherwise see, this will be great. But I think that if I start getting posts like top 10 SEOs who wake up at 4 a.m. or check out those 3 habits that successful business owners do, it's a no from me. So, Emo, Teddy, what do you think about this new feed separation, and which of these 3 will be the one you will be mostly scrolling through?
Hmm.
I'm going to step up here, Terry, if you don't mind. I have a few comments on the matter you have discussed so far, so I'm going just to briefly introduce all my thoughts, as they were quite a lot. First, I will start. I will start with the B2B report about influencers that Teddy shared earlier. I love the fact that LinkedIn is paying more attention to influencers or the so-known thought leaders, as Teddy already mentioned. I love the fact that we are actually turning into a direction where a business is represented by a person. Usually, the perception of the people is that a business is a business, and a person is a person, that they cannot interfere, kind of. But iOS, they now should, they now must, they now interfere. So it's great that this shift is happening on LinkedIn. It's happening in the digital platforms at all. More and more companies are realizing the importance and the must to have representatives, to have brand ambassadors, if you call them, and to have people who have some authority that can bring more and more leverage to them. And this is actually pretty common now, especially in Bulgaria, in the fields of, let's say, Instagram, TikTok, probably perhaps YouTube, sometimes Facebook. I'm actually, while Teddy was speaking, I was wondering, do we actually have faces in Bulgaria that are more like influencers rather than people who work for a company? Do we have faces that influence the people to do some certain things, but are not part of a company that can eventually influence people to follow a specific company, to do a specific act, to do a specific thing? And honestly, I couldn't think of that many people who are kind of a freelancers, contractors, just creators that could inspire others to follow or to do specific things. So if you're currently a creator and you're listening to this podcast, let's call it, don't hesitate to start creating and creating and creating. And believe me, in probably a few weeks, a few months, a few years, you will have the opportunity to represent yourselves, to represent businesses, to represent the whole community that follows you. So this is for the B2B influencers part. Teddy, I hope you don't mind adding this to the overall, to bring the cards on the table, as it's called in Bulgaria. So as for Nikki, she mentioned that LinkedIn is paying more attention to the Gen Zs, and as a Gen Z myself, I couldn't just stand there and stay silent. Despite of the girls, I'm an active user of TikTok. I'm using TikTok perhaps for probably 20 to 30 minutes a day, but I'm using it for the sake of the content creation. I search for ideas, I search for inspiration, I search for different ways to be producing better content. As now except for my LinkedIn presence, I'm trying to pay more attention to the other platforms like Instagram, like TikTok, like Facebook. And we know that, probably we know, and if you don't know, you are now getting into the topic that going into those platforms, you need more video content. And video was not something that I was used to do, but now I'm trying to be more and more active on the video side. Even we were discussing with Teddy, I believe, a few days back about some stories that I did. We collaborated on Instagram, etc. So it's great that LinkedIn is kind of adapting to the trends. Yesterday, no, actually, it was a few days back. I received a message. It's actually a really great story. It was a message from a girl that listened to me on a course that I was speaking to. The course was about content marketing, and my topic was pretty much how to create content easy and with great impact on the platform, on the people, like at all. And the girl just have replied to me once again on a story on Instagram, and she told me that she's just about to watch my part of this course, which was about hour and a half, perhaps. And I just wanted her honest feedback. Once she finishes the course, I wanted her to share with me what does she think about the presentation, my way of thinking, my way of expressing my honest opinion. And she just replied to me, well, LinkedIn is actually not my cup of tea. It's a bit too corporate. And right now, while I was staying and while I was listening both to Teddy and Nikki and realizing how not corporate is actually LinkedIn, how LinkedIn is paying more attention on influencers, on TikTok, on other trends, on other platforms. LinkedIn is trying to push the creators, the businesses, the people on the platform, especially with, for example, the first thing I mentioned on today's episode about the analytics. I hear from everywhere, from big content creators, some of the biggest in Bulgaria, that they are lacking the data that they're receiving from LinkedIn about specific things. They don't have enough information whether they're performing good or bad. Thus, they choose alternative channels like email marketing, like the other platforms, TikTok, Instagram, whatever. So now LinkedIn is pushing more and more. Of course, we have we can always have some negative thoughts that we need more. We need much more specialized ways of understanding data. Like they are on Instagram or Facebook, like on Meta. But LinkedIn is trying its best, honestly. And I love the fact that they're at least adapting in some way. We will see whether it will stay for the long future, but I'm optimist about it. I'm really optimist. So those were just my thoughts on the topic. I'm sorry if it was a bit too much. I'm just going to share my opinion on the Nikki's question, and then I'm giving the floor to Teddy so she can share her opinion as well. I believe that my most favorite part of the LinkedIn like kind of TikTok feed will be the for you section, as it will bring some additional value to me that I couldn't have found by myself, perhaps. In my work, in my daily lifetime, I find inspiration, I find content ideas mainly through two channels. And those are email marketing campaigns that I follow on other people, and LinkedIn. So LinkedIn will give me actually a wrapped up opportunity to find great posts that are performing well on the other countries, on the other with other creators, with other industries that I can eventually adapt and change. So yeah, the for you section will be definitely my most favorite one. Teddy, apologies for the long explanation from my.
No, the explanation was great actually. I agree. Um, the thing I have about LinkedIn, and I have mentioned this before in previous episodes, is that the way I have curated my own personal feed on LinkedIn is that I have more or less limited myself to people and people's content that I truly am passionate about, things that are in my sphere of interests, and to a certain degree I have created this sort of a social bubble for me, and this keeps me interested on LinkedIn because basically I go and I don't see things that irritate me. But I think on the other hand, this is sort of a limiting my experience on LinkedIn. So the this new way of experiencing content and receiving content, I think will be a good stretch for me to branch out in my interest and maybe be confronted with content that I might not necessarily agree with, which will, in a way, push the boundaries of how I think. So I think I will consume it with a bit of, putting some sort of a strain on myself as to have it lightly, but I'm excited about it, especially when it comes down to different opinions and different sort of creating content for different age groups that I am very interested in. Again, I have mentioned that I am part of the old souls on LinkedIn, where I rather read an article or a long text post than scroll through documents or watch video, especially if it's something that I want to learn, a new skill or something like a news article. I much prefer to read it as an article than to be digesting it as a video. Again, it's pretty old souled of me to do that, but it's my way of easier thinking. So with the new feed, I think I'll push the boundaries of how I consume content. I'm interested whether we have some questions from the audience.
We do have actually just a comment, but right before the comment, considering your background currently, I can understand why you love reading and why you love actually understanding things by reading. So keep it up. Actually, we have just not a question but a comment from Alex. He just said that he admires us. Let's put some censor on it. He admires us and that he would love to listen to the podcast later on. Actually, this is a great moment to share something with all of the listeners, perhaps the people that are going to listen afterwards, as I'm personally, as I already said earlier, the guy who looks at the data at most, of course, with some other colleagues. And there are a lot of people that are listening to the podcast, to the episodes on repeat afterwards. So for everyone who is perhaps currently or later listening, we have an exciting new on the BookMark team. We have a second book actually, which was published. I believe we can say a week ago, and it's live on the everywhere actually as of this week. So it's called The Five Circles of LinkedIn. The author is, of course, ever since I mentioned him, Alexander Kristev. My personal opinion on the book, I personally don't still have it. Actually, we were speaking with Alex the other day, and he just asked me, like, kind of sarcastic, probably. So you're going to be the last person that receives the book, ain't you? And I was like, well, the last is for the best. It reveals the the title of the book, if I remember it correctly. It's currently not in front of me. It's the most the book with the most details about LinkedIn, probably in Bulgaria, or I would actually say it's pretty common in Europe or in the whole world, as it's really, really intense book in terms of information, in terms of data. So I personally agree. It's the book with the most of insights you can find about LinkedIn, and it's great that we have the opportunity to have it in Bulgarian, to have it printed, to have it in our hands even, if you eventually decide to buy it. So it reveals how to be great on LinkedIn. It reveals our concept of the five circles, which I'm not going to share anymore. You'll be able to see further on our LinkedIn page or the other channels that you're currently monitoring us. I mean, Instagram and Facebook, or eventually in the book yourself. I heard that there is quite a lot of traffic towards the book, so don't hesitate to go and take your copy. I have it as an online version, but I just don't want to read it online. I prefer to hold it in my hands. I'm not a reader myself that much, but there are specific books, there are specific people that I want just um, to kind of support, and this support comes with in the real life. It doesn't come in the digital network, so I personally prefer to hold it in my hands. So I honestly can't wait. Perhaps I will receive it next week or in 2 weeks when I come to the lovely capital of Bulgaria. I mean Sofia. So yeah, if you are eventually, once again, last remark. If you want to shine on LinkedIn, doesn't matter if it's on the personal side, kind of, or in the company field. The five circles are there for you.
Yeah, I actually, because I have received the paper copy of my book, I actually started reading it. Got halfway through it so far because it's really dense. It has a lot of things that the thing about reading this book is that it's things that we have known and we have practiced for years in Bookmark, but the moment when you start reading it and you see it laid out and allocated in a very nice way, it's kind of reassuring, and you go like, okay, next time I cannot just say from our research, but I can say, look, there's a book, it was in print, here is, read the book. And this is actually, I think it's gonna be my go-to present for everyone who wants to make their presence on LinkedIn more impactful. Maybe as a bundle with your book, Emo, that I actually have here on my shelf. Again, I'm really proud of you guys. It's like I'm very, very, as an avid reader who I don't think that I will ever write a book because I have written way too many book reviews to not be self conscious of the readers. I'm incredibly proud of you. Um, so yeah, for all those in Sofia, by the way, if there's anyone watching us from Sofia right now, the Alex's book will have the premiere on 10th of June. So feel welcome. Almost the whole BookMark team will be there. So if you have ever wanted to meet us and you couldn't, come meet us at Barker Community Hub in Sofia.
Actually, since you mentioned that this will be your go-to book or standing on your shelf, I currently have two books right next to me. I'm going to show them actually. A book and a notebook actually. That I don't usually write stuff on paper. I prefer digitally, as from time to time I tend to forget. So the phone is always in my hands. I can forget my notebook, but not my phone. And the two books I currently have, there will be three in 2 weeks, as I already mentioned. The book of Alex. The first one is the. It's called. Let me just look at the proper translation in English. The Psychology of Persuasion. It's a great book. I honestly cannot describe it with a single sentence. It probably goes way beyond marketing, way beyond psychology, and it kind of connects both of them somewhere. So it's great if you want to to start and understand more and more people. Look it, check it out. But just an advice from me: check it out in English. I have some personal matter as for this book in Bulgarian. I'm not going to share it here. Just check it in English. It has a great English version. And the second one is my own book, but our remarks stop here. So yeah, and actually, right on the book, I saw a sign that I'm keeping right next to me from time to time, just to remind me. It's my, it's my whitening. So don't forget that you need to bring your own whiting to LinkedIn, and the chance to do that is by always improving and improving and improving. And you can do it by a course, by a book, by a lesson. It has all different. There are a lot of different ways to learn and to understand how to be better. I'm just going to stop here. So yeah, Nikki, anything from you on this side? Actually, we have a comment. Apologies for that. We have a comment from Ekaterina Dimitrova. She says, "Thank you for all the useful information. I have the book, and it's amazing and easy to understand. You are and a top emoji." So I guess that I would personally accept this as a compliment to the girls. So girls, you're the best. You're top. So yeah, back to you. Anything you want to add on the things I have mentioned?
I was just about to read that comment and say thank you from the whole team as well. And also, I don't have that book yet, but I have a birthday in a few weeks. So if you wonder what to get me as a gift, this could be the one.
Every single time, this is some probably background information for the people. I love it when the podcasts, when our episodes are pure and kind of don't have an actual script that they follow. We have some topics that we are discussing, but there are some specific episodes that are my personal favorites, and this one is one of them. As we're just saying what we think, we're just sharing our personal point of view, our personal way of understanding the topics that we're discussing. So thank you once again, girls, for being um, for being yourself and for bringing that honesty to the people. I do believe that it is well cheered from the people that are currently listening and that will be listening afterwards. Once again, I'm reminding all the listeners, don't hesitate to leave any comments in the comment section. I had a challenge for all of you. I still have no answers for the challenge. Which creators, which industry leaders, which LinkedIn users you want to see on our live stream within the next probably few months? Share your ideas, your personal favorites on the comment section. I'm starting with Teddy and Nikki. Teddy, Nikki, which creators, industry leaders, LinkedIn users would you like us to would you personally like to have here? They can have a strong presence on LinkedIn. They can be just starting their LinkedIn journey. But do you have something in mind, someone in mind actually, sorry, that we would love to see on our episodes?
This is a very hard question that I didn't quite think about it, but honestly, I'm very convinced that if we put Gary V in a discussion with you and Alex, that will be explosive because I think it will be, for me at least, it will be very very interesting to see the three of you um, together. And he has this thing about Mondays that he wants to motivate people, but I would very much like to see you guys challenge him on our Friday live. So I think that will be cool. And we should aim for the best and the greatest. So I would say him. I see that Nikki is smiling. You're anticipating the debate that will ensue, I guess.
I'm smiling because this was the name that I was about to share. Like someone who I dream of seeing in our live sessions. So
So you're kind of
this is what
explicit
the
on the
smile is
point that you
for.
want
But
this person to
this
have.
is what a good team are we.
Can agree on that.
We are,
Always in sync.
yes.
Yeah.
All right. I have actually one more thing to ask you, personally. Have you seen? Do you want to shout out any? Just for the Gary Vee thing, I love the idea. I believe that it will be rather complicated to bring him here, but why not? It always takes a one shot to have your most favorite creators with you, speaking with you, talking with you. So why not? But do you want to shout out any creators you have currently or seen in the past few days, weeks that are currently starting their journey and perhaps need a hand? Doesn't matter in front of how many people, but just a shout out for their content, for their efforts, for their capability of thinking differently. And actually, if you don't have any, I have a follow-up question. If you don't have, do you have any people outside LinkedIn that are great in their field of development? Let's say on Instagram, on TikTok, on Facebook, but don't have LinkedIn, and you would love to see on LinkedIn. They can be your friends. They can be some celebrities you follow or you admire. But yeah, just hit me up with the answers here, please.
I actually, every time when I see someone, especially during events, recently I've been trying to go to more events that are outside of our digital marketing world. Basically, because I've been working in BookMark for almost 6 years now. 2 months in 2 months there will be 6 years, and I have a lot of friends who are working in digital marketing and marketing in general. So I've been trying to go to different events to broaden my horizons. And very often I actually meet people who are not on LinkedIn. And every time when I say, oh well, this is what we do, we specialize in marketing on LinkedIn, and they're like, oh yeah, I'm not on LinkedIn. And my first initial reaction is, you're a professional, you have a very interesting field and brand that you are doing, and you're not on LinkedIn. uh why? And so I'm always trying to convince people to come to the platform to talk about the things that they're doing. And just last night I actually went to the birthday party for our friends from Veda Accounting, and I met on the elevator a woman that her name was Mila, but I can't right now visualize her family name. But she made the best elevator pitch that I have witnessed in my entire life, and she did it without even wanting to do it. Where she told me that she just came to the event because she knows the company, and she supported the charity cause that they had for the party, which is why I was there as well. And she said, "Well, I made an app for women's clothing where you can basically put all of your clothing, and the app using AI will choose outfits for you." And I said there then, and I was like, oh, you have to find me on LinkedIn. And we immediately connected. And I flat out told her, if you do not tell your story on LinkedIn, I will do it for you, pro bono. Like, this is an amazing idea because, as both of you know, I am very, I'm conscious about buying, and I want to live a sustainable life, especially when it comes down to buying clothes, books, and unnecessary items. I'm trying to build some conscious in me. So yeah, those are sort of the people that I try to convince on daily basis. Was that a gong for me to like dial down and give the mic to Nikki? Go on, Nikki.
I believe something happened to her internet, and we currently cannot see her and hear her, but yeah,
There she
she's
is.
here.
Can you hear me now?
Yes.
I had a slight network issue. I apologize, and I missed about 1 or 2 minutes of your conversation, so I'm not sure what we're talking about. The last thing I heard was about the Veda accounting party.
Yeah. It was a great party with a great cause that was tied to education and bringing good to the world. So I'm very happy. But I was passing the mic to you for you to answer Emma's question about people that you want to see on the platform, but maybe they have not yet been convinced by you or us in general to join the platform.
So I also have a lot of friends that are working in our field. And one of my closest friends is working as a PPC specialist. And she isn't that active on LinkedIn, but considering her expertise and how much experience she has, I think that she can really bring value to this network. So I try to motivate her from time to time by sending her content from LinkedIn, so she knows that this is not just, as I said before, LinkedIn is not just a place to find a job or to share your success. Like I just started a new position. I've been working here for how many years? Actually, this is what I just posted this week, but however, you get my point. LinkedIn is a place where you can get a lot and give a lot, and I think that people have to be
I think her connection once again fell out. But I'm going to kind of finish her sentence, perhaps. I believe she was trying to say that LinkedIn is the place to be, so be. And I really hope that she sends her friends content from me, as I'm trying to motivate people, youngsters, and so on and so forth, into starting their their presence. Let's call it this way. So yeah, I believe that it was a great conversation today. It was a we had some great topics that we covered. We didn't have any questions, but if you are eventually listening to this live stream later on, don't hesitate to leave us the questions afterwards, and we'll be keen on answering all of them. Thank you for having us today. It was a great Friday. Don't forget to drink water. Outside it's very hot. Don't forget to go eat your lunch and leave a like to our live stream. It will really matter a lot for us. We believe that we're sharing quite a lot of value, and we believe that more and more people should see this value. So by just giving a thumbs up or a comment, you're helping the platform and the algorithm to show us to more people. So we were really grateful to every single one of you that is actually active under our conversations, under our posts, under our live streams. Keep it up, keep shining, and never stop learning. Thanks for everything from BookMark team.